Hey, all right. So I have Matt Gertz from PD Verlag.
Yes.
And with his new game, Navegador. So
hello, thank you for being here and for being able to present this game to you.
I'm glad you could be here.
This game is set in the golden era of discoveries, about 500 years ago, when the Portuguese began to discover the world. First starting here at the coastlines of Africa, later they circumvent Africa, reached to India, they discovered Brazil, and in the end they also went to Nagasaki. And this is how the game goes. We are all trade dynasties inside the Portuguese Empire. We helped to build up the Portuguese colonial empire, and the game will last as long until Nagasaki has been explored. And then, I dare.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. It's part of the
stop the man.
It's part of the show, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. After Nagasaki has been explored, the game will take one final round and then it will end.
Oh, okay. All right.
And the player, you won't guess it, who has the most victory points.
Surprise, surprise! Oh my goodness, that's shocking. That's shocking.
Yeah. Okay. Will win the game. There are different categories where you get your victory points. Yes. You get victory points for colonies, for factories, for explorers, for shipyards, and for churches.
And everybody has one of these.
Everyone has one of these player sheets lying in front.
Cool.
Right. I was just for the left hand and for the right hand people. So,
that's excellent. Left-handed people. Woohoo! Okay.
So. Everyone starts with 2 ships in the sea region of Portugal.
Okay.
3 workers in Lisboa.
Workers, okay.
1 shipyard, 1 church, 1 wildcard factory, and 200 bucks, 200 cruzados. As in my previous games, we execute our turns on the rondel.
The rondel, yes.
The rondel, yes. So we select one action, and the next action is chosen between the 3 fields lying ahead. If you want to move further than that, you have to pay 1 chip for each additional field on the rondel.
Oh, okay.
So we have ships in our supply, we take it back into the supply. So if you want to be more flexible on the rondel, you are less flexible on the board, and vice versa.
Right.
Usually you choose one between among those 3 lying ahead. What can you do here? You can buy new workers and ships. So to buy new ships, you have 1 shipyard at start, and you pay 50 cruzados for every ship you make with your shipyard.
Got it.
So, so you can buy 1 ship for 50 and put it down in Portugal. If you want to have more ships than that, you have to pay for additional ships 100 cruzados at the start of the game. After the Cape of Good Hope has been discovered, you pay 200 for extra ship. And after the Strait of Malacca has been explored, you pay 300 for every additional ship.
Getting expensive there.
That's expensive, but you can buy more shipyards. If you have 2 shipyards, you can build 2 ships for the price of 50 each. And the 3rd ship will cost you 100, 200 or 300.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And the 4th as well.
Sure.
So. The same system is with the workers. You attract workers with your churches. You have small little cathedrals here. On the worker field, workers action, you pay 50 for every worker, and 100, 200, 300 for every additional worker.
Okay.
And you track them here in Lisboa, the chart. So the maximum number of workers you can have is 9.
Okay.
So
let me just interrupt. So when you say you pay 50 for a worker, so is
inside cathedral.
Right. So when you're choosing that action, the first one is 50 and then it's this, or is it the first time I do it?
No, the first one.
Okay.
Every time you enter that field, you have 1 church. First one costs you 50. If you have 2 churches, the first 2 ones cost you 50 each.
Or no? The stuff we haven't got yet. The stuff we haven't got yet.
I have to I have to go through the list and do that. I haven't done that.
How long will it take?
Huh?
How long unless I can take
That's not going to take me very long. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so we did workers and we did ships. Okay.
Yeah. So we can build buildings, additional buildings. They are here. They are churches, shipyards, and factories.
Okay.
For which you pay those prices here, beginning with 100 for the cheapest shipyard, 150 for the cheapest church, and 50 for the cheapest factory.
Okay.
Prices are going up quite straight. And but you do not only have to pay the money, you also have to have a certain number of workers. Each one starts with 3 workers. So all you can buy in the first turn is a factory, which requires the possession of 3 workers.
Okay.
If you want to buy a shipyard, you have to have 4 workers. If you want to buy a church, you have to have 5 workers who do the work for you.
Gotcha.
You do not lose those workers. Yeah. You just have to have them.
You have to have them recorded on the thing.
You do not lose them, you just have to have them. So if you have more workers, you have more capacity to do anything.
Gotcha.
So, now, what do you do with your ships? With your ships, you can sail around. At first, you can sail around 1 region per ship and turn. In phase 2, after this has been sailed, each ship sails 2. Here, from Malacca on, each ship can sail up to 3 regions wide. If you enter a region which has not been explored before, you lose 1 ship, because sailing into unknown waters is a dangerous venture. You enter, for example, this region, Guinea, or the red region, Guinea. You lose 1 ship, but you get this explorer ship, which is worth victory points at the end of the game, and put it onto your player sheet. And you discover those colonies lying here, which have certain prices, and the cheapest one costs 70. And you get the price of the cheapest one as a bonus out of the bank. So you get 70 out of your bank as a compensation for your lost ship.
Okay.
Because you discovered the region for Portugal.
Nice.
Getting colony is a different action on the rondo. Here, colony. So sailing, colony. To get a colony, for each colony you need to have 2 workers and 1 ship in the right place. So I could buy only 1 colony now, because I have only 1 ship.
Sure.
For the price of 70. Now I have 2 ships. So maybe I could buy 2 colonies? No, because I have only 3 workers. To buy 2 colonies at a time, I have 2 colonies, 2 workers per colony, and the ship in the right place, 4 workers, 2 ships. I could take
now you could do
2 colonies, pay the price to the bank, and now I have 2 gold colonies.
You have to have that money.
You have to have that. You do not lose the workers and the ships, just like with the buildings. It's just the ability.
Right.
You need.
But you do lose the money. That has to go to the bank.
You do lose the money, and money is very important, as in real life. So now I haven't explained how you get more money.
That would seem to be an important thing.
Yeah, you go to the market.
Especially since you've got 2 of them on there.
You go to the market, and you have colonies to sell goods on the market. Sugar from Brazil, gold from Africa, spices from Asia. And you have also factories to manufacture those things. And let's say I have here 3 factories, 2 for sugar and 1 for gold. Each player already starts with 1 factory, which is a wildcard factory. Anytime you enter the market, you can choose whether this is a sugar or a gold or a spice factory.
Okay, all right.
So that you at least can do something on the market on every turn. Okay, and now I can go on the market, and this is a system of supply and supply and demand is done by the players themselves.
Okay.
With my 2 gold colonies, I can sell 2 gold. The price of gold is 60. With 2 gold is 120.
Right.
After I've done that, I sold 2 gold, collect 120 from the bank. Then the price go down too, by 2 steps, because I sold 2 units.
Okay.
The other thing I can do is manufacturing the units, and I have here 2 factories for sugar. I could say this is my 3rd sugar factory because it's a wildcard factory.
Okay.
This is 3. And this is the profit I get from manufacturing out of this area. So 30 times 3 is 90. It goes 3 up because I manufactured 3.
Gotcha.
And receive another 90 from the bank.
Okay.
So I cannot use this factory because in each column, each type, I can either sell or manufacture. I cannot do both at the same time. So I can something with sugar, something with gold, something with spices at the same time, but I can go only one direction, so that other players who follow me have opportunities on the market.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is the market where both buying and selling with the factories happens.
Yeah. So you have your factories as a demand of goods, and you have your colonies as a supply of goods on the market.
Great.
It's a very tricky thing to plan that ahead. And you have to take into account which other colonies and factories are around, who owns them, who's going to sell when, how the prices are. They differ from 20 to 80, and the manufacturing profits differs from 20 to 60 for every unit.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Now, one thing I haven't explained, the last step on the rondo is privilege.
Privilege.
Where you get a privilege. This is where you get your victory points.
Oh, we hadn't even talked about that part.
This is the only instance where you can lose workers, actually. Because you have to pay a privilege with the worker. You can, if you enter here, you can get 1 privilege and pay 1 worker for that. So you take the privileges here from the gallery.
Oh, okay.
Those are the 5 types: colonies, factories, explorers, shipyards, and churches. Now I have here 4 factories, so for me a factory privilege would be fine.
Okay.
I get an instant bonus out of the bank, 30 for every factory, where I put it here, so I get 120 as a bonus instantly, and at the end of the game I get victory points for it.
Oh, okay.
Because this is very very special about this game. You get victory points in each of those categories, but those victory points are individual. Normally I get 2 victory points for each factory. Now, with this privilege, I get 3 victory points for each factory.
Gotcha.
And the maximum I could do would be having 3 privileges amounts to 5 victory points for every factory. Or here.
So are all of these privilege tokens out there, or is it just one at a time per round?
No, they are limited. They are limited, and there's only 1 privilege per type at the beginning of the game, and then in the second phase,
that's when they come.
Additional ones come, and the third phase, additional comes.
Oh, so now which one is this?
This is shipyards.
Shipyards, okay.
Shipyards. So this would be my take. So I concentrate on factories and on shipyards in order to get the most victory points. It's a natural thing that you have different privileges.
Yeah.
So I could assume that you follow a different strategy.
That would probably be a good idea.
So for you, you get 6 victory points for every explorer. I get only 4.
Okay.
I get 5 victory points for every factory. You get only 2.
Yeah, I haven't done very well on that.
So this means that every player follows a different strategy. And it is very interesting to watch how these different strategies compete with each other.
Cool.
So it's within the game that there are different strategies to follow, and it's not only the different. You have also to take into account when to take which privileges, because if you take them early, you have less workers. It curbs your economic growth.
Right.
If you take them late in the game, they may not be available anymore. You may not be able to collect them all, which you wanted.
Sure.
So that's a tricky affair.
Cool.
Yeah. There's one thing, Enrico Navegador, Henry the Navigator, he was not only a famous Portuguese, but he also gave his name for the game. And this is a special card with special ability. We have a starting player. Maybe let's say we are 3 players, and the game is from 2 players to 5 players.
Okay.
You're the starting player.
Okay.
I'm the last player in the row. I'm the first who has this Enrico Navegador card. This card enables me for an extra sailing action immediately before my turn.
Oh.
So, but when I have done that, I pass the card to my right neighbor. The turns go clockwise, the card goes anti-clockwise. You as a starting player are the last player who is able to use this extra action. So this mitigates the starting player advantage. And at the moment when I give it to my right neighbor, and my right neighbor is here, the position of my right neighbor on the rondel is marked with this little navigator ship, and he himself has now time 1 round around the rondel to choose when to use that card. So this can be used very tactically, and if he does not use it within 1 round around the rondel, the card is passed automatically without having been used. So no blockade of the card, no blockading of the card is possible, and it's simple.
Cool.
Every time it flows. And this double sailing action brings some disturbance into the game because someone suddenly proceeds with a double sailing action to the front of the. You can
get a little advantage with that card.
Yeah. I mean, what could you do? I'm here. I discovered those colonies here, and you are here, and you're in possession of that card. Now you use the card, sail into, but your turn is not sailing. Your turn is colonies, and you take the colonies away from me. Things like that are possible.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very neat.
So the whole game takes about 60 minutes to 1.5 hours.
Okay.
It's,
is that more people gets a little bit longer?
No, not exactly.
Not really.
Not exactly. There are 12 regions to be explored. So the number of turns in the game is more or less the same.
Same, okay,
Yeah,
because more people are going to explore those regions. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It may take a little bit longer because there are more people who talk and think.
Right. I understand.
And make their table talk and their comments about the game.
Right.
But that's part of the fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well,
So, whereas you can have a 2-player game, it plays well as a 2-player game. But if the 2 players play it like a chess game, it can take a long time.
That's true. That's very true.
So,
right,
when designing this
yeah.
game, normally I like games more very strategic, and there's not much luck inside my game. But to design a game with the theme of exploring the world has to have an element of uncertainty in it.
Sure.
So, and this is the uncertainty you have when you discover something. The bonus you get is not clear before. So you have the feeling, exploring something, oh, how big is the bonus, and things like that. It has to be integrated in such a game. But the effect of luck is mitigated because your bonus is always the price of the cheapest colony, so that you're always able to buy the cheapest colony. You are not forced to do that because those are different actions. And the other thing is that you don't have to follow the exploring strategy. There are a lot of fields where you can go to.
Cool. Yeah. That's great. Well, Mac, looks like another great game with your trademark patented rondel mechanism here.
Yeah.
So Navegator, where'd the box go?
Yeah.
Let me show that real quick.
Certainly.
There we go. Yeah. So that's an awesome graphic. Navegator there by Mac Gertz.
Yeah.
And you can get it here. No, so 2 to 5 players from PD Verlag. Yeah. And what's the price for the game?
On the normally it's 39, but here on the show it's 35.
Okay.
You can as well get it at Rio Grande.
There we go. Rio Grande has it as well. Be out in the States.
The graphics are original old graphical elements.
Nice.
You see. These are original paintings from the Portuguese, which they did 500 years ago. This is from old map. The whole old map is done with old graphics. And it's part of my work. I worked very much on the graphics to do the.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, and this is the contract of Tordesillas, which is lying behind, and things like that.
Nice little touches here. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.